Hey, this is Yamos 420. I just want to say great time I had on Dro TV. We talked, we toked, and we had a good time. I want to recommend this channel to you. Make sure you follow it, smash it, follow it, and if you want to have a good time. If you don't. But if you do, Dro TV. Peace.
Welcome to My First Time, the show about your first time getting high on marijuana. I'm your host, Mike Freeman with Dro TV. Today, I'd like to welcome our guest, Yamos 420. What's happening, my friend?
Hey, how you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well. Thanks for coming on Dro TV today. You can find more of Yamos on Instagram at Yamos420. So, again, thanks for giving us some time. Let everybody know where you're located and what you got going on in the ganja world.
Well, obviously, my name is Yamos 420. I've been doing the online thing for a couple years. I think um, right before the plague, before everybody went on lockdown. I just happened to, be on the weed tube for a little bit, and then I graduated to Instagram, and things kind of blew up. Unfortunately, I had one of my channels kind of blocked off, so this is a newer channel. Same Yamos thing, but it's all about, I started this channel because in 2018, 2019, my brother got sick. He got sick with cancer.
Okay.
And we started, boom, research. It was all like what kills cancer, and it was all about the RSO, and you got to take a gram a day, and he's doing all this stuff. But as we're doing the research, I'm also finding that, oh well, some scientists, Israeli scientists, found that laughter, the chemicals in laughter kill cancer. So I'm like, I'm gonna make a channel so that anytime my brother needs to laugh, I'm there. He can down me up, boom, he can get a laugh right away. So that's what Yamos 420 is about. It's kind of the other side of the medicine. Yeah, it's fun to get stoned. It's great getting stoned, but my first couple times I couldn't stop laughing. And I think that's of course the great thing about weed is it should open you up to that kind of energy even more. So it was great because my brother had stopped getting high. I mean, we got high when we were kids, and he spent his whole adult life not smoking, and he got sick, and suddenly I had like a buddy to get high with, and yeah, we spent a good year just completely blitzed. Enough to say that even while he was going through chemo, I'd call him up and just start saying funny stuff, and he'd be like this, and he'd start laughing. So there's something to that.
Yeah. They say laughter is the best medicine, and
Yeah, and it's
uh,
actually scientifically true.
I 100% believe it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Uh, so Yamos, the show is My First Time. Please, can you tell us the story of the first time you got high?
The first time I got high. Well, let's start off by getting high.
Yeah,
So
please do.
cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. I
Sweet.
have been getting high. For, I've been getting high. This October will be 45 years or
Sweet.
46 years.
Awesome.
Really a long time, and I loved it from the very first time I felt it. The thing with weed is that my dad smoked it when I was a kid, so I'd hear like Led Zeppelin. I grew up with Led Zeppelin. I was a Led Zeppelin fan, but it wasn't necessarily like exactly my generation, you know. And I remember being like 7 years old, drawing a birthday card for him. And, he had a big stereo, so I had him conducting something, and he, as a conductor, waving his wand
Sure.
with a joint in his mouth. And I'm like, the teacher's like, "What's this?" I'm like, it's a joint. It's a marijuana cigarette. I'm like 7 or 8 years old. I'm like, I knew. Um, in 1977, when Star Wars came out, that's everybody's walking around with that 77 T-shirt with Chewbacca and Han Solo, right?
Nice.
Um, we moved out to Marin County. We went from living in San Francisco to Marin County, which is just on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge. And it's wooded. You go hiking every day. It's trees everywhere, forests, all that kind of mountains, and very natural kind of setting. And they've got a house up on the hill on a third of an acre. And I guess it used to be like a small, just a very small horse, like a one horse kind of a thing. There were some chicken coops in there and whatnot. but we're going to this new school and I'm hanging out with these new kids, and my uncle's doing this gardening. Oh, cool, he's growing tomatoes. My friends all, those aren't tomatoes. I'm like, they're not tomatoes. What are they? It's marijuana. Oh shit, marijuana. Um, well, I know what marijuana is, but I don't know how to prepare. I know you smoke it.
Mm-hmm.
And so on Halloween night, I'm 13 years old. Everybody goes out trick or treating with my little 1-year old cousin. She's like her first time. So it's like, you guys go, I'm growing up now. So I go down to the plants and I pick a couple of fans and I dry them in front of a little space heater and I roll a joint and nothing happens. I mean, nothing happens. Now I know it's like almost impossible for anything to happen.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I tried it, and I did it on purpose. And I don't know where I got papers, and I don't know how I knew how to roll. I really don't, but I did. I tried it a few more times, kind of the same, with the leaves and stuff. But then I finally found his stash, and I I got enough to roll two big fat joints.
Nice.
Like I tried. This was like my sixth try, and I think around my fourth try, maybe I got buzzed, but nah. My aunt and uncle, we're like living with my aunt and uncle. I'm living with my grandparents. They're like downstairs. My brother's out in his room. My aunt and uncle go out to their college class, and they're going to be gone for a couple of hours. And so I've got the upstairs house to myself. I lock myself in the bathroom. I open the window up. I've got a headband. I've got some candles on. I smoke the first joint. They're bombers. They're good joints. I smoked the first joint. Nothing.
Wow.
Nada. Ni mierda. Nothing. I start the second joint. I'm smoking. I don't know how to hold it. I'm just, and I'm next to the window. I'm trying to do this thing, and I'm in the middle of that second joint, and it happened. It's like the candle was flicking, and it's like, tick, 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 and it just became a freaking movie in there. It was like, tick, 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 and the headband suddenly felt like a light band or something. It was like, whoa, this cool pressure on my head, and everything's going tick, 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 and it was exactly like Half Baked. Remember the beginning where they're all, we was toe up.
Yeah,
it was like, I don't know how they nailed that, but they nailed it. It was exactly like that. And it was probably having to do with the candle. I turned off the candle, and when I turned off the candle and looked down the hallway, like to go open the door, it was pitch black. I had a hallucination, man. And I remember it my entire life because I've taken other stuff that was stronger, but never have I seen that. I look down the hallway and there's like an outline of me down the hallway. This is just weed, okay? And this freaking leaf. And then like lightsabers come out of me. And I remember very specifically going, whoa. And it still is. Whoa, it was fucking bad. Ass. I open the door. I go out to the living room because I'm sleeping on the couch next to the fish tank. And I'm fixing the couch, with the bed covers and stuff. And Potsy Weber, who was a character on a TV show called Happy Days, he's singing in my head, man. Everything's still going tick, 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 tick. But now I've got Potsy Weber going, the most beautiful girl in the world. I'm just fucking tripping balls. Shit, I went to bed and just kind of chilled out. About an hour or so later, my aunt and uncle come home, and I see that, I'm facing the living room glass, the window, and you can see the reflection of the bathroom of the kitchen, and so you see the kitchen light turn off, and a minute goes by, and then I see his shadow kind of like open the door, and I see his outline, like he probably smelled something, but I didn't even know if it smelled or anything, and he closed the door, and that was it, man. That was my first time.
Nice. Sweet.
Yeah.
So the lightsabers didn't trip you out at all?
No, the lightsabers tripped me out. I mean, that was just there was the little outline, and then it was like all these lightsabers like just came out of all my surface, and it was like, and I remember just going, whoa. It kind of reminds me of Yeah, they were lightsabers, man. They were lightsabers. I mean, it was like little mini ones, but just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and they were. It was fantastic. And I've been chasing that high for 45 years, man. I've never hallucinated like that on weed ever. I mean, mm-mm. Even like the first couple times after that, I never had visuals like that. I'd still get the laugh attacks once I start getting high with people, uh, but never anything visual like that. Where it's like, damn. I mean, even on, I think that the thing that might have come the closest, because I've tried shrooms and acid
Sure.
and DMT. I think the DMT came the closest to that experience.
Okay.
And the DMT was like, I took a toke of that and went, ooh, fuck, I don't know if I like this because my whole brain exploded into light. But that first marijuana experience, I would compare that to a DMT. I
Wow.
mean, definitely, definitely. And it left me with, with my mind kind of open. Um, it's it's been my medicine for I mean, I probably could, the only drawback I would say is at 13, maybe that was a bit young, but my circumstances were such that there were no adults. I wasn't interacting with any adults. My mom died when I was a kid, and she left me with my grandparents, and nobody talked to me. So it was like, they're smoking weed, I'm gonna smoke weed. My dad smoked weed, I'm gonna smoke weed. And so weed has been my mom. Weed has been
Okay.
my comforter and my inspiration, and you know, um, the day isn't quite the same until I've had, at least a couple tokes just to
Right,
get
right.
me going. Uh, so yeah, yeah.
Awesome. What are you smoking on in your bong there?
Oh, this is some stuff from. Let me see. Hold on. Let me show you here. I get my stuff. That's the, you know. Geez, this has come along. It went from stealing my uncle's weed, right, to buying weed and getting ripped off the first couple times. But I mean, nowadays it'd be a rip off. But back then I didn't know, and it was still getting me high. um, from the days of calling somebody and waiting for hours, and you get weed and it lasts you 3 days, and now you're dry for 3 days or a
Yeah.
week or whatever, and then you find some, so you get a little more. To the days where I finally got a regular plug, and even then there were some days that were off, and I got my first card, and I remember walking into the dispensary. It was like Halloween, or no, Disneyland or Christmas, or all three put together. It was like, fucking A, it was amazing. But then that kind of wears off, right? And what I do now is I just send a text. And sometimes the shortest time I've waited is 10 minutes, and the longest time I've waited is 4 hours. But it's usually about an hour. Right down at the end of my, bam, big old ounce of weed for $100. I can't
Nice.
complain,
Wow.
man. I
100
can't
bucks.
complain.
Wow.
Yeah, all natural, estate grown. It's probably machine trimmed, and they took all the good stuff, you know. So it's not great, but it does the job. And if I ever need anything more, I got the dabs. I
Yeah,
mean, the
there you go.
dabs just, mm, that I'm still exploring. There's some hash rosins I'd like to try that, you take a couple of tokes and you're high all day. You're high for 6 hours. I love that. You know, um, the edibles, I've got this one plug. Her name is Backpack Girls 1. She's got great tamales. I mean, yeah, there's candies and stuff. And yeah, I love candies. But, I kind of want to try to stay away from sugar. She sends me tamales, and man, it's not just that they're medicated, they're good. And then you're stoned
Wow.
for like 8 hours.
Wow.
When you're on when you're on high on an edible, it's like you take a toke and you're high for about 3 hours, and as you barely start coming, you take another toke, and you're just flying all day. So the tamales. So this is a Legend OG is what I'm smoking, and
Okay.
who knows? But I'm used to names like I remember Panama Red and Colombian Gold and those kind of names. Now the names almost don't mean anything. They're
Yeah.
they're like everything's crossed with something else. So even like Girl Scout cookies, I don't even know if you can find pure Girl Scout cookies anymore, can you? I mean, they name it Girl Scout cookies, but
Yeah.
I know they've been careful with some strains like Jack Herrera, maybe Girl Scout cookies as well. But um, yeah, this medicine, this is the stuff. How long have you been smoking?
I've been smoking. I turned 40 last December, so I've been smoking since 97, 98, around there. So 20
Yeah.
plus.
Okay. Yeah, you're in there. You're in the
I'm
Council
in
of
there.
Elders.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I remember having a beeper and the Mexican brown swag with seeds and
Fuck yeah! Oh
tapping the
man.
tray to separate the seeds and everything. So yeah.
Exactly. You take the like a frisbee or what is it for a box's shoebox the
Shoebox.
lid on a
Yep.
shoebox.
Yep.
Excuse me. You crunch up your weed and then people don't know that anymore. It's like you had to lean it like this and then you kind of go like this
Yep.
and the seeds would
Yeah.
fall over here and you'd have your
It was a lot
weed.
of work.
It was work, man. It was a
Yeah.
whole ritual that was involved in it.
Yeah. Now you just go buy a pre-rolled or a pack of pre-rolls and like job's already done for you.
Jeez, everything's and it's dipped with the shake that was taken off the bud. That's the only I just want, I tried growing this year and it was all right. It was, it was my first year. Well, maybe second year and a half, I'm not sure cuz you know how it is when you first start.
Sure.
Um and it was okay. That's about it. It was like, wow, is this really okay weed? Um yeah, so anyway, yeah, that's kind of it. Nowadays it's, with the with the pandemic, everybody kind of went into their homes. I'm still kind of stuck here, man, because my job that was out is now in, and I don't need to go out anymore. Uh, so my usage used to be, smoke a little, maybe take a toke in the morning. Oops, I took too many tokes. I'm calling in sick. So usually maybe not so much toking in the morning, but definitely uh, toking up at night. I mean, that was like a ritual. Man, I'm done with the day, and you just are looking forward to that bong all day long. Uh, it's just a lot more ubiquitous. It's just a lot more all day kind of. I'm just toking up and going about my day now.
Are you
Yeah,
still in the Bay Area?
yeah. I'm here in San
Okay.
Jose, California.
Sweet.
Where are you at?
I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Oh my
So
God, you're in Florida. Oh my God, you're totally the other side of the world right now. Other
yeah,
side of the country. Jeez, how are the laws there? Did they get like
still
did they
just
lighten up?
medicinal. They're working on recreational. Where I am in Orange County, which is Orlando, uh, it's apparently decriminalized. They don't seem to. Never been pulled over or been in an altercation with authorities, but it
Hmm.
seems like they don't give you too much of a hard time. It probably depends on the quantity, but I most of my neighbors know us because my girl and I we walk our dog all the time, everywhere. We're always
Sure.
talking to our neighbors, mostly older. Uh, and at night, I will try to, if I don't smoke already, I try to smoke a joint while we're walking the dog, and so the neighbors see me and because most of them know that I smoke weed, but I want them to
Mhm.
know that not only do I smoke weed and do this and have this business, but you know, it's it's no different if I was walking down the street drinking a beer. Um,
Exactly.
so
Actually, I
I
got I got a ticket for that in L.A. I was like walking around Hollywood area, and I was just freshly 21, drinking a beer in a bag. Cop walks up. What's that? He took me to jail, man. I had to pay a fine, all kind of shit,
wow.
for a beer. So, I typically don't. I do like smoking outside because of it's like in your face kind of things. Like, damn, everybody gets rights, but what about us? This group and that marginalized group and this group and they're stigmatized, so they get pissed off and they're suing them. And don't call me this pronoun and don't call me that pronoun. And what about me, man? I just want to smoke weed. Just
Yeah,
can
yeah.
you just leave me be and not? You can, my wife doesn't smoke, and most people don't even smell that you're getting high.
Right.
It's mostly just us being paranoid because, yeah, remember weed makes you Right. So
Yeah.
people, do these. I remember being a kid and walking into the movie theater with my ticket, right? And thinking, this person knows I'm stoned. It's like, so? And no, number one, they don't. And number two, they don't care.
Yeah.
Unless they're Karen. Karen seems to care about everything, everybody else's business. But, that's you don't run into them very often.
Yeah. And nowadays, who isn't going to the movie theater stoned,
Exactly. See, and that's what happened with the plague too, is that instead of going to the movie theater and getting like really stoned before or doing some edibles. I mean, I remember doing some good edibles before the Lord of the Rings, and
Okay.
about 45 minutes, an hour into the Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's hitting me good. It's great.
Hey, everybody, I want to quickly mention Food Forest Abundance. Food Forest Abundance is a great way to create your own self sustaining food forest and naturally occurring ecosystem that's commonly found in nature, but designed specifically for you. Through multiple layers of trees, shrubs, herbs, vines, rhizomes, mushrooms, and perennial vegetables, you can become your own supply chain without the typical maintenance required of a garden. From small spaces to large areas, both urban and suburban, Food Forest Abundance wants us to get back to our roots in nature by engaging with our food production in a meaningful way. For more information, click on the link in the description below and start your journey today. Okay, let's get back to today's episode.
And maybe nowadays with vapes, maybe you could go to the bathroom and do some vapes, with the cartridges. But I'm spoiled now. I'm at home. I got a big screen TV. Just
Yeah.
pull my chair up, and I got my bong. I got my. Geez, I can get stoned the whole damn movie, and I can munch and go to the bathroom, whatever. But I like smoking while I'm watching. And I kind of do wish that I could go into a theater and take a big hit and blow it up into the cloud of the light, or into the light so you can see the cloud. Because I think that looks cool. Um, I wish we could be more open about it. Maybe not smoking it, but now that we got the vapes with the big clouds,
Yeah, yeah.
that would be kind of fun to do in theaters. This theater is a 420 only theater, only people.
Hey.
Actually, I have a friend who started up a business here. I wonder if he's still working. I mean, it was before he was. You subscribe to this thing, and he would open up. He would rent a theater, and you'd get stoned before at a like a little restaurant, and then go into the theater and watch a movie.
Hmm.
The only thing missing is actually just token up in the theater.
Yeah, yeah.
People are drinking now in theaters, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which I thoroughly don't get. I mean, why am I going to get drunk and fall asleep? One beer will put me out. Before I need to keep getting that sugar consumption, keep that party
Sure.
thing going. A theater, I'm sitting there like this. A beer? Maybe at the end of the movie, maybe? I don't know. But a joint, a vape cartridge? Hell yeah,
Yeah,
1000%.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's some entrepreneur needs to come out with 420 cinemas or something.
Well, it happened here, man. The
Hey,
idea was born here. We get free tickets.
we just get a tiny royalty, whatever, free tickets.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Uh,
cool. Well, I gotta ask before we get off the call here. How's your brother?
he recovered, man. He's in
Awesome,
remission,
awesome.
and yeah. Unfortunately, he went through a divorce. The cancer was like it showed his wife's true colors, and she was like not there for like during cancer. It was like so now he's going through a divorce, but he's doing it. He's
Good,
doing it, and now he doesn't smoke all the time. But now when I see him, we toke up,
good,
and that's like
good.
yeah. And the RSO, man, the RSO is real medicine. It's not. I wish they would take it a little more seriously. They won't take it seriously because there's too much money. One thing I found out while he was going through the chemo is that when hospitals buy chemo, they buy it like in specials, like the way we go to stores and get 6 for the price of 5 or something. Hospitals buy chemo treatments like that. It's
Huh.
like you know, geez. So yeah. They know that the stuff will kill the cancer and it won't make you sick. There are plenty of cases of people who've been told by the medical establishment, sorry, we can't do anything more for you. You're too far. and they start doing the RSO treatments and they save their own lives. Um, so it's a real thing. You know, I'm not a medical doctor, so don't follow. But if you know people who are getting sick off this, the real plague that's been going on that makes COVID look like an amateur, you know, um, that's the way to go. The Rick Simpson oil. He can't even go back into Canada because the pharmaceutical companies. No. We got to make sure he goes to jail. So I think he's like in Switzerland or something like that. Um, but yeah, the this stuff is what it does is just tells the cancer, hey, it's time to die, man. You know you're supposed to die, right? Yeah, man, I forgot. It gets the cancer stoned, and then it dies, and it stops reproducing. It's like stop getting laid and stop paying rent.
Yeah.
And so it's and all it is just putting you back into balance. It's all it is, and it's not enough to smoke it. But I will tell you this, that while I had COVID, I just recovered from it, and I got this light COVID. There was a little something in my lungs that if I wouldn't have been toking up, it wouldn't have. I needed to like cough, and I'm glad that I had the weed to just cough and kind of get me through it, get me through the worst symptoms of it. The edibles were great for being on COVID. Yeah, hell yeah, give me a couple of gummies and let me go to sleep. Um, you know, I found it very helpful. I'm still finding it very helpful, and it helped me really kind of measure out. You know, weed won't totally make it won't. This is kind of a generalized statement, but something that I have found is that if you're tired and you smoke weed, you're going to fall asleep. But if
Right.
you're not tired, it won't necessarily put you to sleep, even if it's an indica. You know, it's like, and so I'm smoking the same stuff that just 2 weeks ago when I was sick, I was smoking, bam, I was out. And now I'm smoking, I'm like, it's like a kind of, I'm able to gauge how, like my recovery. And
Right.
that's kind of cool. Right.
Sweet. Cool. Well, dude, it's been awesome speaking with you. Yamos 420 at Instagram. Make sure you go down there and follow him. Anything you'd like to leave with us and our listeners before we get
Yeah.
out of here today?
My page is a it's a I'm a spirit. I hate saying I'm a spiritual person, but the medicine that you need for healing comes in these two forms. It comes in the form of the weed, and it comes in the form of the laughter. But underneath that is the spirit that is holding it both. And so you'll find that I tend to go down both. You'll see me flipping people off and then meditating in the next thing. So it's like, don't be surprised if you see that, you know. And being like right now, we're having problems with the freaking music on Instagram. You select their songs and they ding you. So I write my own stuff and I write about boogers and just being completely. I mean, I'll probably write a song just saying "fuck Zuckerberg," just to do it, you know, just to do it.
I think we need that
Um,
song.
anyway,
Well,
so
hey, man, you definitely have some hilarious content. I can attest. So,
thanks.
to everyone watching, make sure you go down, follow Yamos 420 on Instagram. You'll definitely get a laugh out of it, and more videos to come. So, thanks again, my friend, for coming on Dro TV. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go down there and smash the like button for Yamos. Uh, Hilarious story, and I love the spirituality aspect. I think there's not enough of that. You can believe what you want, but just understand that like this is a plant that was given to us, and it all the healing factors that it has. It's tremendous. So we need to not lose sight of that. I agree 100%. So thank you for saying what you did. And if you are watching this on YouTube, you got to make sure you go down and subscribe to Dro TV, because otherwise you would miss great guests like Yamos here. So thank you again, my friend. And
Right.
as always,
Cheers.
smoke them if you got them. What's up, Dro TV family? You can now stream the audio version of all these episodes on your favorite podcast player. And if you like more episodes like this, check out this playlist we put together over here for you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to us on YouTube. You don't want to miss more great content from Dro TV. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, smoke 'em if you got 'em.